Welcome back to the Xfinity Desk, Elamite and T2 once again, and we are ready to bring you Week 1, Day 2 of the HCS Pro League Fall 2017 season. And our very first matchup, like we said, will be Ronin versus Team Liquid. Now, I did have a chance to sit down with Straight Sick earlier and just want to run a quick little Xfinity speed session we can hear and learn more about him.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Straight Sick from Ronin Esports Halo team. I like to just play something like 2v2 warm-up or Octagon, stuff like that. I like warming up with things like that. I feel like it really does help your shot get honed for your games. Qualifying for the 2017 Worlds when everybody doubted our team. When people don't die. Lethal, since Reach, we always had experiences of talking back to each other, so I guess TJ, but that was before he started winning a lot. On this team, it's definitely Sabinator. Controller, gamer grip, and now I'm going to start rocking gunners again. I don't know, I would probably say Seattle for Halo Globals, because I've never been to Seattle and it was the first time and it was super nice. I talk in like a little kid voice a lot of the times, like randomly. It's just something that I do all the time, even though I'm pretty grown.
Hey, Tom, what are you doing?
Oh, God, I was hoping that you were not going to do that.
I couldn't help myself.
Oh, man. I've hung around Corey a lot. He's never done the little kid voice around me.
Maybe he was scared of you.
Yeah, maybe.
Either way.
I want to try my best kid voice, but I don't want to become a meme.
I wonder if he does that in-game.
Maybe. That's
we'll
pretty
see.
funny. That was a good one, though. That was a good one. And Seattle is a beautiful city, by the way.
Right, and yeah, Straight Sick, obviously a great player and awesome guy to hang out with as well. But like we said here, very first match of the night is Ronin versus Team Liquid. So I don't want to waste any more time here as we get into this game. Let's go ahead and take a little bit further of a look here at what we've got and who's playing. That is Straight Sick you're seeing on the far left, Suspector, L-Town, and then on the far right, the mystery man, Sabinator. Or, yeah, Sabinator there. That's what Straight Sick said.
Yeah, and we have obviously a little bit of a backstory on this team and a little bit of a grudge match going on with Spartan, who was right there. You're looking at him, was released from this team. So Sabinator is replacing him there, and now obviously Spartan on the other end of the spectrum on Team Liquid. So he's going to be looking for some revenge, and you know, it adds a little bit extra. You know, everyone really wants to beat that team that recently just dropped you so you can prove a point and rub a little salt in the wounds, kick them while they're down. So we're going to see who's going to, you know, make the better roster decision pretty much here. I mean, so why else do you make the roster decision, right? Pretty much for this matchup here, and then also to try to make some serious waves going into DreamHack Denver. So confidence going to be a little bit shaky for whoever teams lose this.
Yeah, I mean, and it's good to point out again, like we said, Spartan coming over from Ronin to Team Liquid. So there's definitely going to be a little bit of a proving point that has to be made here, because Spartan, you know, on that team performing well, going up now against his former team as he left for Liquid. Yeah,
and we were just watching, there's Straight Sick right there, but I want to, you know, we could talk about Straight Sick all day, but I want to talk about someone who isn't talked about that much, and that's L-Town. L-Town played fantastic yesterday for Ronin, but going back to Straight Sick, I want to see him get the weapons in his hands more. The guy is nasty with the weapons. He has an amazing pistol shot. We already know that. His BR is good as well. But get the sniper rifle, get the scatter shot, do some work with the weapons, get the rockets, and you know, make sure that he has this team support around him, because yesterday it was only L-Town getting the railgun, getting the rockets, and at one point I think he had 8 power weapon kills in one game. Everyone else on his team had 0. He just needs, it's not L-Town's fault. It's just that everyone else needs to be getting the weapons as well.
Yeah, I mean, power weapons are a huge factor, although you can win without having those, and we saw that yesterday, I think, in the Optic Gaming series against Ronin here, but like we said, definitely makes it a lot easier when you're able to secure those kills and have that going in your favor. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at that series layout, see what maps these two teams are going to be matching up on. We got Rig Strongholds, Truth Slayer, Fathom CTF, Eden Strongholds, and a Game 5 Regret Slayer.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get Rig Strongholds underway. I'm pretty sure we didn't see that at all yesterday. I don't think we saw Truth Slayer either, so should be two exciting game types to get this one underway. Going to be a lot of rotations coming in on Rig Strongholds. You're seeing a lot of teams elect to give up certain strongholds and just trade map positioning over and over again. It's going to be about kind of sitting back that sneaky anchor, waiting for the rotation, or just making sure that, heck, getting all 3 strongholds here would be extremely ideal. Something to point out again, Ronin playing from the red side, you have Team Liquid playing from the blue side. What do you do if you're Team Liquid here? What's going to be the strategy? Are you going to go and send those 2 basement? Are you going to go and send that 2 nest? Or are you going to try to maybe take control of that white corner and add pressure in the middle of the map? Because if you can control the middle of the map, you can rotate to the ideal strongholds and have the height advantage. So here we are getting into game number 1. Day number 2 here, week number 1 in the 2017 Fall Pro League. Kicking it off with Sabinator, Kyle. We wanted to see Sabinator point of view more, and the Halo gods have given it to us.
Yeah, and of course, this is the replacement for Spartan as he left to join Liquid. So this one's starting off here. Already seeing a couple kills go in favor of Ronin. Kind of surprising because Sub-Zero, he was almost taken out there immediately. Now, however, L-Town able to get that railgun, but not do anything quite with it because Spartan is on the cleanup and just picked himself up a triple kill.
Thought he was going to be able to possibly go for the sick ninja overkill, but going back to the beginning strategies, it was Team Liquid taking basement to start, which I feel like is definitely a no-brainer that you have to do. They also sent a rotation on over towards the nest and tried to send one person over there to capture that, but that got shut down. And then they also went on over towards the BR base. So here you see a rotation going in, Ronin going towards basement, and then Liquid going and getting nest instead. So now they're holding nest in BR, and L-Town's kind of caught in the middle here. This is a horrible position to be in. You don't want to really push open field. So he's going to go up onto the catwalk area, do some cover fire here. This is good angles coming in from everybody in Ronin. 2 inside a nest, another one going over towards the white corner. And now L-Town, all he has to do is watch the basement. However, you do see on the player outlines a couple players spawning over there. So smart play by L-Town. He's going to back off. It's going to be a basement trade for BR base, which isn't typically ideal, but L-Town staying alive is pretty much all you can ask for. And there goes the trade of kills. So solid plays coming in from Ronin, and they continue to put points on the board trying to come back here.
Yeah, I definitely like that play out of L-Town, just electing to give up basement, recognizing he's not doesn't have a great advantage here. The last thing he wants to do is die and allow Team Liquid to push out again. They will elect to just trade basement for BR base, but you know, looking a little scary now because they are starting to lose nest, and this is giving Liquid exactly what they want.
Yeah, so you got to be careful here because the railgun's coming up, and you do not want to give up railgun and then camo immediately after that. And when you look at the positioning right now, it's 3 dead for Liquid and Ronin going on over towards the nest. So there's the fight for the railgun. Stellar gets a big kill onto L-Town, who obviously was in position again to get the weapons. This one almost tossed off by Stellar, but he's going to keep it on the map. Did it fall down to where exactly the camo drops? We're going to find out soon. Someone could have a camo railgun waiting for them. There goes the scatter shot right into Sabinator's hands. He has the DMR as well, laying down some good damage. Good pre-grenade coming in from Spartan, but not enough. Sabinator going to get the kill for that one. What a grenade off the wall from Stellar, shutting that down. Not sure if anyone was able to pick up the camo throughout all of that, Kyle, or if it could have potentially been burned. I'm scrolling through the players on the other screen, and I don't see camo in anybody's hands, so we'll see. That was a pretty big missed opportunity for Ronin over here, and maybe Liquid could take advantage of that.
Yeah, and we see Stellar trying to hide behind these boxes and just lock down nest, recognizing that, hey, very rarely is Ronin going to be pushing all the way over to BR base to try to take this. There's going to be a Stellar versus L-Town matchup here. Get some help. Stellar almost taken out, but is he going to be able to escape, though? He's taking some great routes here. Ultimately, Suspector does clean that up, though.
Yeah, Suspector with the shots. Straight Sick with the perfect shots as well across the map. 2-on-2 situation over here, and that's a big stronghold to get right there if you're Straight Sick. Otherwise, you're looking at Team Liquid with a triple cap, and now they're going to rotate on over towards Nest, trading Nest for the basement area. This is great. The thing is do they add pressure here? They could definitely go for the triple cap if they just go over towards the overpass area. Nice shots onto Straight Sick. Spartan backing him down, but now he's going to have to rotate eventually towards the carbine area, and that's going to be where all the players are right now for Ronin. So they could push over towards the nest, they could push over towards the basement, but they got to watch out for Spartan in this powerful white corner position.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of damage he's able to get down. That is currently a triple cap, but a good decision to just let go of basement here and focus on those kills, because now they put 3 dead and looks like they'll...
Ooh.
Whoa. So
Death
L-Town.
Screen L-Town with the double kill. That was really big for Ronin, but they're going to have to capitalize that off of their spawns. You see Sub-Zero doing Sub-Zero things, trying to stay alive with the auto stabilizer. He's going to drop eventually. So Liquid here doubling up right now on Ronin. Great shots from Eco onto L-Town. That's something that you got to back off from too, because you don't want to lose that battle when you have that height advantage, because you could see L-Town, he's in a desperation move right there. He needs to get that kill and then get out of there. Camo ends up getting picked up right around that 36 mark. Big fight right there, and gets the trade on the straight stick. You can see Suspector now has to go and capture that nest, but while it's happening, another rotation on over towards the basement. Desperately needs to avoid these grenades, and can he get it? He does. Great job from Suspector. Here goes the rest of the reinforcements for Ronin, charging over towards the nest bridge. They have to get over towards top tower, though. You can see Eco's over there. Everybody from Liquid is over there. Now Suspector is the last guy alive, Kyle. He's going to drop immediately.
Yeah, Liquid definitely stepping it up here today. Now we're on board with Stellar, who's just secured that BR-based stronghold. Also has camo and the scatter shot. So this is a scary moment. Liquid's been doing a really good job here, maintaining control and trading out some of these strongholds. And while Ronin's putting up a fight, they're not able to maintain control long enough to really get any kind of significant points.
No, the teamwork and communication is here for Liquid. They probably talked about where they fell short yesterday, made some adjustments, and they know that they need to come out hot in this series. We heard it in the interview with Snipedown. He was saying Envy's problem is that they come out slow, and you cannot afford to give any free games over, especially in a short best of 5. Even in a best of 7, you don't want to give any kills up, you don't want to give any confidence or any momentum to these pro players, because they will take advantage of every little thing here. So Stellar with the scatter shot, going to be looking for some kills over there. Everyone else is located towards the barrel side, so he's in a pretty good position to take this BR base by himself, but he needs to make sure that it immediately gets right back on over towards that Whitehall area, or even go towards top tower and help retake that basement. So ideally, he would want to try to, in my opinion, get into the white corner, because he still does have a couple scatter shots left, so that's exactly what he does. Now making his way with the rotation towards the Whitehall, battle rifle in hand, laying down the shots onto L-Town. Not Stellar's crispiest shots, but still getting the job done. Keep in mind, Kyle, camo coming up in the next 6 seconds. So Stellar, he needs to get this kill and immediately be making his way towards that camouflage. And he does, falling to Suspector, though. That doesn't matter. You have the triple cap in effect. It would have been great to get that camo, but instead it's going to go right on over to teammate Spartan, and they're still putting massive points on the board, Kyle.
Yeah, they're definitely running away with this one, and what a heartbreaking reset when you're that close to being able to capture a stronghold and just having Spartan run in there with camo to get that reset. You can see Sub-Zero in that on your right there. Also has the railgun, so they have control. They have the end of this game coming very quickly, and overall power weapon control. This is a scary moment for Ronin in this game number 1.
Yeah, game number 1 is going over to Team Liquid in a pretty dominating fashion. They really started to pull away right at that 50-point mark. That's what we expected to see them. Not maybe 100-43 against Envy, but we were expecting to see a lot closer series yesterday. Obviously, again, some adjustments have been made. Still some more games to be left in this, to be played in this series. But if you go down and get doubled down on to start, that is not a good look for the Ronin Esports squad. They need to come out firing here in game number 2 and get some sort of momentum in this series. Team Liquid wasn't really giving them much.
Yeah, I mean, and overall, strongholds captured relatively the same between the two teams, but Slays heavily in favor of Team Liquid. The kills, the assists, just overall performance going over to them here. But Ronin, by no means out of this yet. They looked a little bit slower than we saw from them yesterday, so I'd like to see what kind of adjustments they're going to make going into game 2.
No, that's exactly right. Just where we're talking about Liquid coming out hot, Ronin, they seem to be a little bit slow here out of the gates. I'm expecting to pick it up here in game number 2. It's Regret Slayer. So if you get a good beginning strat here, get some people on a spawn cycle, you should be in pretty good position.
Or True Slayer.
Is it True Slayer? Oh,
Regret Slayer 5.
Okay, Regret Slayer is game number 5. Either way, still a symmetrical map where you can run around. Not many power weapons there, so you don't have to worry about those. Just need to get pink control. Need to focus on making sure you're getting that camo, or at least making sure that the other team is burning that one. And, you know, there's not much that they could have done differently, in my opinion, in that game, except maybe worry about the rotations a little bit more. It was just Team Liquid playing how we were expecting them again yesterday to be. And we saw, again, solid performances from everybody individually. We didn't point out also Stellar had a pretty good performance there, 14 kills and 12 deaths. 12 assists, 8 deaths. So that's a pretty good stat line coming out from him. And again, Regret Slayer, someone's going to have to step it up big here. Is it going to be time for the new addition, Sabinator, to go and make his mark? Is it going to be Straight Sick, the guy that we were highlighting in that player profile? This is an opportunity, in my opinion, for someone to make a 20 kill mark here and just drop something big to give their team confidence going forward. Someone's going to need, in my opinion, a positive 10 on the side of Ronin to win this game.
Well, definitely we'll see if any of those guys are able to pull off some statistics like that. Like we said, Truth Slayer is game number 2. Ronin looking to bounce back after a disappointing game 1 performance on Rig Strongholds, and they're absolutely able to do it. We'll see. Obviously, the rotations were just quicker from Team Liquid, but this is a Team Slayer. Played completely differently here, and we're starting this off with Suspector.
Here it is, Suspector, tossing out a couple grenades. Interestingly enough, 2 people pushing up towards top car. It's going to be Eco picking up the first kill right there, getting first strike. L-Town's going to trade that kill back off. Now Suspector is putting himself in a pretty risky position. He's trying to help his teammate who's no shields right there, but now they're going to get the call out that 2 people are weak. So yeah, that's a great trade, but eventually he's going to get collapsed on. He's going to have to win a pretty tough 1v1 or maybe even a 2v1 going up against the camo guy. Great bait and switch coming in, and the melee for Sub-Zero. Tied up here, but map positioning in the favor of Liquid, and also with the only power-up on the map right now. You can see all the players for Ronin on those player outlines trapped inside of red base. L-Town flying out, going to thrust back in to the attic. He gets taken out. Another player located underneath the base, and this is going to be frustrating if you're Ronin. If you get taken out here too quickly, they are going to rotate the spawns back and forth. Stellar has to find this kill quickly. Whoever that is that made their way over towards the Eli is doing a great job buying his team some time, and that looks like that's Sabinator.
Yeah, he's got Straight Sick up in the P2 area, trying to help him out there, but you can see in that kill feed, 2 go down for Liquid. Last 2 guys trapped over here towards red base. I'd like to see a little bit of a collapse coming. L-Town sprinting inside of the base. Maybe a spawner comes off there as well, so 8-6, but nice rotation from Stellar trying to get away. Sabinator needs to listen to the call-outs. Luckily for him, though, his teammates do clean up the kill.
Yeah, so Ronin here with some good positioning. If they can hold this pink tower until the camo comes up, we could see them getting some momentum in this series. 12-6 here. If you're Liquid, you got to reset. You can do a couple of options here. One is the first guy to spawn, immediately try to charge over towards the other side of the map through car and get control so you're not split up. But that's going to be great for them, picking up 2 kills off the spawn. That's going to be a 2-for-1 trade, but considering that you're all trapped in the base, I feel like Team Liquid did the right play over there. And you could see one person stayed back, the rest of the guys advanced on the map, and that's something that you can't be afraid to do. Sometimes the worst thing that you can do is turtle inside of the base in Slayer. It works out well in CTF because at least if you get that one trade on the flag guy, you can re-get those spawns and just try to continue to play defense. But in Slayer, you can't afford to give up those deaths, and you can't afford to get on that spawn rotation. So I really like the way that Liquid was able to do this. You could see now 11-13 and possibly picking up that camouflage too.
Yeah, that's a really good point you bring up. In Slayer, you're not spawning on, if you're red team, you're not spawning on red side of the map the whole time. So turtling definitely works out a lot. Definitely big shots and a win coming out of Straight Sick here. He will be cleaned up. So Liquid brings it back within 2 kills here once again. We said another quite some time here before we'll see a new camo come up. But maintaining a lead, and Straight Sick kind of pushing out by himself, get some good shots. I like this though, backing down here, getting into the bubble, waiting for some help. Great grenades come in. Looks like that was thrown from the window. We'll go ahead and clean up Eco.
Yeah, that's big. Killing the guy in the priority position on the map right now and then retaking that position. So L-Town's in an interesting spot here. He has players all around him. He also has some good team support coming in from top car. Some bait and switching going on with Straight Sick. Has to get this kill. Was he not able to get that trade? He was able to get the trade. Okay, so Spartan and L-Town trading, and now the last 2 alive, Sub-Zero and Sabinator, were actually fighting each other. So now Sabinator going to make his way on over towards the pink side, getting P3, great position right here, and also not throwing any grenades or showing where those projectiles are coming in, but not able to hold that position for long because of the trade coming in. We did see Liquid bring it back in within 1 or 2 kills, but it's been Ronin again answering the call in a 7-kill lead for these guys.
Yeah, Ronin is just doing an amazing job at collapsing. I think this is the aggression that we were missing out of Ronin in that game number 1. You can just see them constantly working on these rotations back and forth. You know, we'll learn to see if it's like Strongholds they're weaker at, or maybe it's a rig that they struggle on sometimes here. But either way,
I think it's an energy thing. Like you said, they're kind of moving at a faster pace now, and they seem to be a little bit slower before. They're responding to each other a lot better. You can tell that the communication is ramped up. So I more or less, Kyle, think it looks like an energy thing to me. I mean, 25 to 22, it's still not over yet. Team Liquid could easily come back, and that's kind of what they're doing right now. So Ronin has to make sure they're keeping that energy up and having that go throughout this, not only entire game, but throughout the entire series, and then just apply that going forward for all the rest of their matches. So important to come out of the gate swinging, because you can really instill fear in your opponents by just having 2 really strong performances. I mean, we saw in the series yesterday, within 10 minutes, Envy had a 2-0 lead on Liquid. All you have to do is bring the pain for just 1 series a day.
Ooh, and Sub-Zero, great job getting out of the attic, picks up a kill, but that's a 4 dead for Team Liquid and back up to a 5-kill lead. We saw it come within 1 kill. That camo was burnt once again. Great grenade here coming out of L-Town. Gonna get the call-outs here on 2 players over towards Bubble. Just back down, stay alive. He's getting collapsed on from Sub-Zero, though. Oh, I thought he was gonna go for the ground pound. Did not work out.
He's trying to get the Mega Lunge. That was pretty much the only play for L-Town to make, since his shields were recharging. If he would have maybe had an extra second there, it could have been played just a little bit differently, but a pretty big trade right there for Savinator. Every kill really counting here once you get past that 30 mark. Spartan gonna work with his teammate to beat down L-Town. Now he's getting extremely aggressive on the straight stick. Nice grenades, gonna take him down to no shields, and Sub-Zero gonna get the pick up there. So now you can see Spartan really wants to come in and try to flank right there, but there's some good grenades from L-Town, not only weakening Spartan so he has to back up, but also giving out the hit marker towards L-Town. So now he's gonna call out that that player is there and the location is compromised. So now a good play from L-Town to make the rotation towards bottom card. Also gives his teammate a spawn on out, but Spartan is aware of that. The call out coming into straight stick, that Spartan's over here. Big 1v1, can he win it? No, not able to, but still putting down some pretty good damage. As Suspector, maybe his controller died on him.
Yeah, maybe. We see him just standing in the bubble there. We'll try to figure out what's going on.
What a strategy from Suspector.
But either way, we did just see the first lead change here. Eco will pick up the kill there on the Suspector, 38 to 36. Savinator answers back, so this is a scary moment to see the first lead change here for Liquid with only 5.5 minutes left to play. Great job. Good back down and lifting up to keep this tied here.
Suspector's still not moving, by the way. I'm on a screen on the other area, and it looks like Liquid opted to, not kill him. So good, good, I guess you can say, sportsmanship coming in from both of these teams. I was looking at the screen on the other side, and Suspector was standing still, and Penguin had an opportunity, or Sub-Zero had an opportunity to kill him. He ended up just going over towards where he was at and just realizing he wasn't moving, probably communicated that on over towards his team, and they ended up ending the game. Only 1 kill was given on over for Team Liquid when Suspector wasn't moving, so we'll probably get league ops on that. But to me, I mean, it seems like either a full replay is in play, or a first to 11 kills type of scenario, or you could do maybe a half game first to 25 or something. I'm not sure exactly what the rules are on for that one, but I'm sure that these teams are they were so evenly matched. I don't think they're going to be too worried about getting that replay over. It wasn't like any team specifically had control or anything, but that's what you like to see from the teams. No one really taking advantage of that one. They could have easily continued to get the kills on there for Team Liquid and tried to fight that one, but instead gonna do the fair play. Yeah,
we'll find out what exactly is going on with Suspector here. If it was a controller dying, an internet power went out.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay.
So, yeah, as power went out, I'm not sure. Usually, if your power goes out, it'll eventually lag you out of the game. So that was probably coming down eventually. Hopefully, it's not an outage for quite some time. Hopefully, he can get that back up soon. And then we'll get him in the game and get Game 2 back underway.
Yeah, we'll give you an update here once we know exactly how we're going to treat this situation here going forward. But Liquid up 1-0 in a convincing Game 1 win. Ronin holding the lead for the majority of Game 2, although Liquid just nipping at their heels the entire time. Biggest lead, I think, was 5, down to 2. Well, tied, obviously, and Liquid even in the lead at one point. But yeah, absolutely a good game, and kind of showing more how evenly matched these teams are.
Yeah, and maybe what the best thing to do would be go back to the theater and see exactly when he could have lagged out. But that was a very, very close match. And I was really looking forward to seeing what was going to happen at the end of that one. 39-39, and I'm looking at the stats. You have L-Town with 17 kills. What do we say, Kyle? Someone needs to drop a 20 bomb on the side of Ronin. And who have we been hyping up since yesterday on this team? And rightfully so, because he's playing so darn good. L-Town. And this guy is one of the underrated players out there. You can almost compare him to Victory X, right? Where he's kind of not got much credit on his team because he's always had other, you know, I guess
all-stars,
more all-stars or something like that. He's always been kind of considered as a role player, and sometimes it's a blessing and a curse where, you know, you are underrated.
Yeah. It definitely is at times. L-Town, of course, was on Team Envious at one point. He's jumped around a couple different rosters. You know, even, you know, taking a look at his speed sessions and things like that. He's a very interesting guy. He's been through a lot. He's been dropped multiple times. He's gotten second at 2016 Halo World Championship. So this guy's been around here for a while. He's done a lot in Halo 5, and especially maps like Regret and Coliseum were always 2 maps that he always excelled on, dropping 20+ kills on both of those multiple times during Pro League.
Yeah, exactly. He is someone that can go huge, and it's interesting because he puts himself at the right place at the right time, and it's not, you know, flashy shots over and over again. It's just good, consistent play. And when he was kind of there was a point where he struggled in the Pro League, maybe for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure, maybe dealing sometimes, you know, dealing with some, you know, drama or you know, other things coming in there and affecting how you're playing. But you know, he's really turned it around, and I think, in my opinion, I would go and say that just off the series that we saw yesterday, he looks to me to be maybe the most improved player over the last couple of months.
Yeah, one thing that he always struggled with was just consistency. He was always really, really good, but he would just struggle most of the time, and unfortunately was Game 5 performances where he would fall a little bit short. But up to that Game 5, he would be playing out of his mind and having great
Is it really
games.
is it really your fault if you really helped the team go to Game 5 with a 20 bomb in game number 2?
Well, according to a lot of these teams, you can have one bad game, and
it's true.
You never know. No roster is ever safe. It's definitely scary for a lot of these players here.
It is, and that's why it's important to get the W. And so we're getting word that we are having a full replay on this game. That's one of the, you know, options that we thought was a possibility, and that's the one that we're getting into right now. So game number 2, V2 here, still 1-0 series lead for Liquid. Not, you know, first to 11 kills, not a first to 10 kills. Full replay here, 0-0, fresh slate.
Yeah, definitely. Ronin, you know, who's going to be able to adapt from that last game? And I think generally speaking, the team, you know, the top 4 teams, the teams like Envy, Optic, Liquid, and Splice, those are the teams that are more scary in a replay because they're the team with more experience. They've been around the block generally longer, you know, more individual talent, for lack of a better word. And Optic Gaming, I think I pointed that out yesterday. I don't know if we've ever seen them lose an actual replay. And like going back to previous Pro Leagues, I remember Evil Geniuses versus Envy, EG up 90 to 10, and then having a replay and not being able to get 10 points that game.
All right, so Spectre, is he doing the same thing? Are they going to send 2 up that car slide? Looks like Eco was predicting that, and he throws a grenade. So some adjustments being made from Liquid off the beginning strategy, maybe seeing what they were doing previously, or remembering what they were doing previously, and trying to counter that. But it's going to be Ronin off to the lead, 3-2 here. Really like that clamor from Spectre. He had it if he wanted it. Right in front of him was Stellar, but now he's still taking another angle onto Stellar. Grenade flying in there. Great teamwork with L-Town, calling out and singling out that player who is overextended a little bit. And now they need to use the numbers advantage to push on over towards the space to try to rotate the spawns. They have the ping control. Now that spawner comes from behind, and that's just not fast enough. They need to collapse immediately when they get those numbers.
Yeah, you're right. That's 5-5. 4 dead momentarily now for Ronin here, as you see a couple people come off spawn right about the same time here. Some car pressure coming in. Eco does a great job staying alive, getting to this bubble. Looks like Ronin elects to just ignore him and start pushing out P side of the base. We'll see how this one works out. They did get 1 kill. It's probably a pretty good decision considering this collapse that's coming out here for Liquid right now. Straight a great flank, picks up that kill. That's 2 dead for Liquid. L-Town now trying to help out himself. Spartan doesn't know where it's coming from, but great job by Spartan. Actually secures himself a trade.
Yeah, I was watching Spartan's point of view while that was happening, and He pulled off a very fast 3-shot beatdown right there for the trade. If he wasn't able to pull that off so quickly, definitely would have been a kill without a trade going on over to Ronin instead. So we'll see what Stellar's going to be able to do here. He has to get out of this position, and that's exactly what he does. Heads up play from Stellar, making his way on over towards the window. Is he going to support over towards the pink side, or is he going to go over towards the car side? Looks like he wants to initiate the fights, and rightfully so. Beating down L-Town, maybe poking out for the stick right here. Has some help coming in, but has to stay alive. Just dodging grenades, but not able to get out of Sabinator's grasp. Great nade from him. Spartan coming in with the cleanup over here. Team Liquid, they're enjoying this replay right now. 15-11 with pink 3 control camo coming up. A player P2 for Ronin, another player P1, another 2 located over towards the red side. So what's going to be the play here? Team Liquid not ready for the poke out from L-Town towards P1. So great job from Ronin. They have 3 dead right now. There's the 4th player. All 4 dead. 2 off the spawn now for Liquid. Should be a free camo for Suspector and Ronin.
Oh, and this is extremely back and forth. This is kind of a repeat of game number or True Slayer before, except for the positions are kind of flipped. Liquid maintaining a small lead, going up to multiple kills at points, but not being able to really pull ahead. Now Suspector, like you said, he did get that camo, and he does grab himself a kill. That's a trade there as L-Town gets taken out by Eco. Trying to do the jump once again, but not able to hit it there. Gets a player right in front of him, takes him those shields. There's 3 members momentarily up towards top car. Suspector wisely backs down, trying to avoid some of these grenades here.
Yeah, now Suspector is going to try to use the rest of this camo. You could see it ticking away. Only a second away from being spotted, and he gets shot right in the back when his camo disappears. So now just trying to be a distraction, but he's thrusting into grenades, getting out of there with his life somehow. The rest of the cavalry from Team Liquid starting to push up over towards this bubble. A couple kills going on over to Team Liquid. Ronin getting 1 trade over there, but it's going to be all 4 dead there, and Straight Sick comes up off of the spawn, making his way over towards the attic on the blue side of the map. So now Eco advancing, waiting for these players to eventually poke out. There goes Sabinator, there goes the bait and switch with Stellar, and also more players flooding in over towards the Eli for Liquid. So this is looking good for them if they can push out over towards the pink side of the map. They have to get into the window and lay down some cover fire. Can't allow that guy to get top center either, so they have to push over towards car 2 as well to make it happen, but nobody in position right now, so Ronin can elect to get aggressive on this.
Yeah, Eco playing this one really slowly here. He's been blue 2 for 20 or so seconds while the rest of Ronin's pushed out, but Ronin, they needed to collapse on blue base before they flew across top center, and it actually worked out really well. The patience here that we're seeing from Team Liquid as they go back up to 4 kills. That new camo should be up here any second. You see Sub-Zero trying to contest that one. He gets taken out. Some action happening here towards red 1. That's 2 dead for Liquid, only 1 for Ronin. Straight Sick needs to make sure his team is getting this camo. We'll try to keep an eye. It looks like it will be going in the hands of Suspector.
Suspector grabbing this one again, trying to put some more kills on the board here. Can he do it though? This is a tight game, just like the replay that we saw before when it was 39-39. These guys are all knotted up pretty much. Suspector needs to get a little bit more map positioning for his team here, and I'm expecting him to do that, but instead he's going underneath the base, so he's kind of just floating around right here. I would have loved to see him make his way over towards P3. If he gets spotted out here, this is going to be a wasted camo, and that's what happens. Sub-Zero laying down the shots. Suspector immediately trying to clamber up towards car 2. Shocked the other player from Liquid in the bubble didn't do anything, but he was too occupied fighting on the other side of the map, and Sub-Zero going to give Suspector the business. That was the opportunity for Ronin, and it was a huge missed opportunity.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Suspector go car 1 and try to get behind the players there. That's what we're seeing L-Town do right now. Still within 1 kill though, so by no means out of this one yet. L-Town grabs himself a quick little double kill, so that's 3 dead. Make that 3 dead again as 1 comes off spawn and Stellar gets taken out. They're going to have everyone trapped over towards blue base. They're going to recognize this as well here as they were spread out over towards red and
Canadian
blue.
Really quick?
He did what?
You just turned Canadian really quick.
Yay!
He's like, Sprout. They all Sprout.
But wow, look, lead change now. Finally, for the first time in this replay, we do see Ronin with a 2-kill lead.
Yeah, Ronin refuses to give up. This is a must-win for them. They need to get this series to a game 3 tied up 1-1. You do not want to go into, what was game number 3? Is it Fathom CTF? Could be mistaken. I believe it was, but keep in mind that they were looking pretty good on that game type yesterday, so if they can get into this position, this is going to be great for them to continue to try to win this series. This has to be their game to take. And I'm curious to see who's dropping the kills this time around. And again, it's L-Town leading the charge. 11, 9, and 8 for his squad. Virtually the only one positive on the squad. So he is the big difference maker right now in a 1-kill game. He is positive 2 with the most assists on his squad. So now Sabinator with the camouflage, trying to make some plays over here, doing so with the back whack on to Sub-Zero, making his way over towards P2. This is a great play here if he works with his teammate. Suspector laying down the shots. L-Town's gonna get a kill onto Stellar. Now Sabinator can rotate on over towards P2. Needs to get over towards top center, but a great flank from Eco and a flying grenade from Sub-Zero is gonna shut it down. Eco really clutching it with that flank over towards the slide.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen a clutch kind of flank positioning here from Eco, and actually kills the camo player that time around. Straight 6 in collapse on. He's got players all around him. Eco recognizing where he's in fact hiding, can't get any damage down. 3 players here. Straight 6 picks up a trade in that situation. Pretty impressive, and all of a sudden we're tied at 39-39.
Well, hey, that's exactly what we were looking for. This is the perfect full replay. Exactly the scenario that we were in before. Eco getting that wingman medal. He's been the huge difference maker here. Again, that double kill that he picked up, getting a wingman medal, Kyle, at that 40 kill mark, that's when you want to pick it up. Right around that 30 to 40 kill mark, going huge right when your team needs you. 8 more kills to put on the board for Liquid if they want to get into a 2-0 position. That's going to be 3 dead, though. Perfect shots coming, all 4 dead. Tied up 43 to 43 now. Everyone from Liquid spawning in the base, and you could see an immediate collapse coming in from L-Town and the rest of the Ronin squad. Holy melt, Batman. That was so quick. L-Town didn't stand a chance. All of Liquid focusing their fight over towards the car side of the map and getting 2 kills because of it.
Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking here for Ronin. They recognized what they needed to do, but what they didn't expect was for their player Cart 2 to get shot at by 3 people, where thrust is almost useless at that point. You just get melted so quickly.
That was ridiculous. Very clutch play here, but also camouflage. It's sitting on the map, Kyle, right now. Straight 6 on the complete other side. Eco, what are you doing? Out of position right there. L-Town punishing him for that. That is not a smart play. Now Stellar's going to grab this camo. It's going to be burned, though. Straight 6 moving into the position that he just killed Eco, and Eco coming up spawn over towards the car side. 45 to 45, pink control right now in the favor of Ronin. Spartan getting a big kill onto Suspector. Looking for some more blood right there. He was in P2, so that's a huge kill for Spartan and the rest of Liquid. Now Straysic trying to stay alive on top of the base, has a guy top center, has 2 people across from him. This is not looking good for Ronin. They need to get a kill right now, and it needs to be Penguin. He's in a really annoying spot. All they need is a grenade off of the lip. Sub-Zero, he's going to get that kill on a Suspector. Stellar is going to push on to Straysic as well. Liquid 1 kill away, and they find it. What a game, what an ending to that one, especially after we saw an amazing replay before that.
Yeah, tied up at 39, twice, tied up at 43, and then just not able to secure any kills at the end. I really thought we're going to be able to do that. Towards the end, they had that Sub-Zero. I think he was top center for the last minute or so of that game. They did kill Camo player, but somebody from Ronin, when they pushed bottom center, if only they had jumped up top center, picked up that kill, and then able to look P1 afterwards, might have seen a little bit of a difference there, but nonetheless, Eco having a big game. 14 kills, 15 assists, only 10 deaths, so leading the charge.
A lot of assists for Liquid. 45 out of their 50 kills ended up being assists. 3 perfect kills, excuse me, from Stellar.
Yeah,
that's as many as everyone else in the game combined, so great shots from him. Great job from Eco, ended up putting up some pretty big stats as well. Unfortunately for L-Town, he was having an amazing game before that one. That 17-11 stat line ends up getting wiped away. He was 14, 12, and 12 overall. And now you're in a position that is fairly tough right now. You're going into one of your best game types, if not only your best game type here for Ronin, but that was a game that you could have won. It was in your grasp. They could have taken it. They could have set this to 1-1, possibly been up 2-1 after this Fathom CTF, going in extremely confident. But now it is so tough for these guys, as you can see. Game number 1, definitely not what Ronin was looking for. Game number 2, Liquid really pulling away towards the end.
Yeah, and we were right. Game 3 is a Fathom CTF. This is going to be a game type that I think, especially this Liquid squad with Spartan on it, is going to have a lot of success. So I'm a little worried for Ronin here. They might be looking at, well, obviously being down 2-0, you're always looking at a sweep possibility there. But Fathom CTF, This is a game where it can quickly steamroll out of control. A quick double cap, a couple railgun kills. We saw that from L-Town yesterday, I believe, actually, where he's able to secure his team that double cap. Just really overall, Fathom CTF is going to be extremely fast-paced. Ronin, I saw him slowing it down. It was really when they slowed it down and tried to set up and get some of those spawn kills that they started to struggle. And that kind of goes in both teams. That's why we saw a team always go up by like 3 or 4 kills, but then all of a sudden the game was tied again. So it was whenever the team coming off spawn that was able to secure the kills. So that means both teams need to work on their collapses there.
Yeah, not the cleanest game that we saw from either team, but still, that's just what happens when you're constantly playing at the highest level here, which is the Pro League. Other teams know what to do. They know how to get out of the spawn trap. Liquid did it a little bit better than Ronin, and that's why they eventually took that W. Sub-Zero, what a phenomenal play to start this one, doing the thrust slide over towards top center, picking up that camo, ground pounding his way to safety in front of his base, and now eventually going to try to help his teammate get that railgun. I'm curious to see if Spartan's going to try to drop that one for Sub-Zero or keep it for himself. You can see Sub-Zero has straight stick right in front of him. That's 2 kills going on over to Liquid to start this one. Kind of out of position right now is Ronin. They need to get it together over here and start advancing on the map right now. You can see good teamwork coming in from Sabinator and L-Town trying to work over towards the treehouse, but Liquid answering right back. They're sending more reinforcements over towards that red treehouse, and that's what you want to do. Control the enemy treehouse, make sure nobody's in yours, get top center, and then flood into the bases together while watching that overextension.
Yeah, but that's some great defense here from Ronin, actually picking up those kills on Spartan and Sub-Zero, who had railgun and camo respectively there. So, you know, that was the situation that Team Liquid absolutely winning the opening here, but not being able to really work on that collapse.
Sabinator with the shots with the light rifle, getting that easy pick off. Now he's trying to push on the map because there was 3 dead temporarily, so he's going to charge on over towards the silo, choking those spawns. That's going to force the elbow spawns coming in from Team Liquid. Zane, Sub-Zero in front of the base, pegging Sabinator with the pistol, so Sab going to have to back off, live to fight another day, maybe take a longer angle since he has that light rifle. You can see everybody from Liquid on those player outlines making their way in front of the Ronin base. They are going aggressively immediately towards that flag, and they're picking up kills while they're doing that, so a 2-2 trade coming in for both teams, but you can see L-Town's a little bit worried. He doesn't know where these players from Liquid are located, and now he's going to come across a player. That's going to be Sub-Zero, giving him the business over towards the treehouse.
Yeah, great route by Sub-Zero. Jumping up front of the bridge there and actually getting perfect shots onto L-Town, who was in fact searching for him. He knew he was around there, just wasn't sure where he's going to be coming from, and gets caught off guard.
Let's see what Eco can do with this battle rifle. Could have had a little cleaner shots going on to the player in silo, and now he has to back down and gets railgunned eventually. So great job by Ronin. They gain control of the map. Sabinator, he has that railgun. Suspector had the camo, so since Sabinator died, he's going to be trying to find that maybe off of his dead body. Huge double kill opportunity right here. L-Town finds the first kill onto Eco. L-Town finds the double with the battle rifle. Capture going on over to Ronin. We know this is one of their stronger game types, and they just proved it right there with that first flag capture, getting the lead in this one and still running another flag with good positioning here. They still have a camo guy with about half of his camo left. This is an opportunity for Liquid to potentially split the map here, but you have to be careful because if you get this return and you're Ronin, you're still most likely going to be in position to run another flag, and this could end quickly here. So this is going to be most important for Liquid than Team Ronin here, and this is one of the most crucial times in this game, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, most likely we're going to see either Ronin up 2-0 or Liquid tie up this game, so we'll find out what happens there. Rarely do both flags get returned, but of course it is an option of happening. Ooh, Spartan with a triple kill, perfect shot. That might be exactly what they need to tie this one up. He does get taken out, nobody else in position to follow that one up, and sure enough, Ronin keeps that flag alive.
So gets a triple kill, and then he dies, but yet 2 of his teammates die at the same time, and that's going to be L-Town being the recipient of a majority of those kills. Suspector going to hop up onto the flag there and make sure that that's all good. His teammate's going to grab it, so he's going to push on over towards the red treehouse, making his way over towards the silo now, and good prediction grenades on the players potentially sitting on the engine. He doesn't have the player outlines, but we do. He knows that these guys are just turtling in there, trying to play some defense. He thought the hit marker weakened that guy enough, so he went for the 1-shot beatdown instead of the 2, and again, it gets punished for that decision. That was the best opportunity that we've seen for Ronin to go and get that return.
Yeah, that was definitely, or could have been really bad for Team Liquid, but they do a great job of holding on off and you know, capitalizing on that defense. But it does allow the new railgun to go over to Suspector, who just loses it actually. So we'll see how this new power weapon plays a factor here on these flag returns.
So I'm looking at where the blue flag is. That's Team Liquid holding that one on the other side. Stellar has it inside of the blue treehouse. So he's going to be kind of rotating back and forth from his elbow. And then you have obviously Ronin holding the flag at their base. Not sure who's going to be having the advantage here. I mean, obviously you have Liquid pushing in, but you do have L-Town with the weapons. So if they are able to get the kills in the sleighs, they are going to hold the advantage and be able to advance on the map here. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. Ronin and L-Town making their way over towards the treehouse. Has to appear off radar, has to make sure that he's being silent. And now that that player is crouching over in the corner, you have to check all angles.
Yeah, this is a scary moment. Oh, L-Town does get spotted. Great railgun, picks up a kill there. He's got some help, but where did it go? Stellar just doing a great job. Actually picks up another kill here for Liquid.
Yeah, I'm curious who was on that other side of the map working with L-Town that just completely backed off from that fight. And now they're going to give Railgun on over to Team Liquid. 6.5 minutes pretty much left in this one. No weapons coming up for the next 40 seconds, so it's going to just be back and forth over here trying to get these flag returns. Standoffs in Fathom can last quite some time, so this is definitely still a huge advantage for Ronin. That's the opportunity to get the flag return. They're not able to do it. Great shots there from Suspector. Is that going to be enough to get it? He should be able to get the return himself. Thrusts in there, helps get that flag return, maybe even tosses it out himself. He does. That flag should be captured, but you do see from someone from Team Liquid was going for that capture. Looks like they were able to potentially get the return. So wow, a double return, Kyle. You called out how rare it was, and it ended up happening.
Yeah, and I was curious because when he ran out to the top of the treehouse, that railgun, or excuse me, with the light rifle, somebody was hiding behind him, elected just to ignore him and go for that return. Now it works out in their favor as they do, in fact, both return the flags, but that could have definitely been played a lot differently.
Could have played differently, but still, nonetheless, you're going to have Stellar with the railgun trying to add more pressure over here inside of the Ronin base. You also had Sub-Zero picking up a camouflage, so there he is right in front of Stellar. A couple players from Ronin located towards top center. A wild railgun there from Stellar is going to miss off the mark. Has his light rifle, so he could lay down some cross-map shots, but he's desperately trying to go in and help his teammates because Liquid really needs to get something going and start getting some objective ran. Stellar finding that double kill. That player could be weak as well. It's not, but what a triple kill coming out from him. The last player alive is on the radar. He's going to take him down. L-Town off the spawn is going to be able to get the pick. Can Spartan win the 1v1? Split spawn's coming up. Sabinator's going to get an elbow spawn, loses a big 1v1 to Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero's going to take that one. Straight Sick going to get the kill on to Spartan, but that is not the flag guy. That's going to be Sub-Zero tossing a flag over to Stellar, and they're both going to help secure that one. Liquid tying it up. That was a huge lost 1v1 for Sabinator. He needed to take down Penguin.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see him just not go for the return there and just try to play some defense, but he essentially was the last member of his team on that side of the map. Could have just put some shots and backed down, waited for help, but committed and lost that fight, and that was a crucial mistake.
Was a crucial mistake. Challenged that one a little bit too early. We'll see if Ronin can respond. They need to get this capture, and they need it badly. Down 2-0 in this series after losing a very close game number 2, trying to get their footing here today. It's been a tough go yesterday. They ended up losing as well, 3-1. Trying to get some more captures on the board with the light rifle. Suspector with the shots, but wow, what a bait and switch coming in from Team Liquid. Doing a great job controlling the tree houses, but that's going to be 3 dead. Stellar, the last guy alive. Straight Sick in great position to grab this railgun. They're running the flag as well, but he misses the headshot on the player that was being annoying on the porch. So great defense from Liquid, stopping that flag guy and the railgun guy. And now they're going to be able to eventually regain map control by advancing into the treehouse and getting towards top center. Spartan finding a double kill. Suspector ends up going and getting the trade with a ground pound. So interesting situation here when you try to run the flag and you don't have control. That could be a recipe for disaster. You can see 2 kills going on over to Ronin, almost a third right in front of him. There they go. Eco is going to drop as well. That is something that you got to be careful if you're Liquid. You do not want to try to run this and get desperate, otherwise you're going to get countered on.
Yeah, we'll see how Sabinator wants to play this one. Does see Eco off spawn. He catches him yet again, so that's 2 dead for Liquid. Flag is at home. A pull comes out. Last 2 guys over by tree. Stellar gets a kill. Sabinator not able to finish it off. Great railgun gets 1. That's 3v3 situation. Flag being moved. Nobody in position to grab it yet. Stellar's the closest one pushed up on the map here.
Ooh.
What? I don't know what to call that,
play
but
there.
hey, it worked. If it works, do it. And that's another double kill. Sabernator really stepping it up now here for this team.
He's feeling it. You can see he's in the zone right now, having some pretty good shots. Ends up missing that stick right there, but they're finally going to shut down that killing spree. Let's just give props to where it's due. We've been talking about this guy yesterday and today. L-Town, what a flag run. Pulling that in, sneaking behind two Team Liquid players, pulling the flag and pulling it the right way, running it porch to silo, getting that one through his elbow eventually, and now getting the lead in this game. Spartan, he's trying to help get his base clear so they can run this flag. It's going to be Sub-Zero with the sneaky pull. He's got it in front of the base right now. Where are the rest of the players? It's a 2-on-2. Last guy alive is going to be L-Town. Can he get the return? No, L-Town almost clutching it. It's going to be Team Liquid doubling up on the return, and Team Liquid tying this game up eventually 2-2. There it is. 2 minutes left on the clock.
Wow.
Railgun in play as well. Stellar staying alive through a handful of different grenades. Camo coming up the next 20 seconds as well. This game is going down to the wire.
Yeah, 2v2 situation. L-Town elects to grab the flag. Spartan's got a railgun though and grabs himself a kill. He's about to run into Eco here. He's right in front of him. Is he going to be able to turn and look and spot this battle? At least get in front of his base. And not able to stay alive.
Good play though.
But has moved the flag.
Good play, and virtually his only play, but it's not going to work out. Wow, it's not going to work out for Liquid. That is just fantastic play.
That was crazy.
It's, what do you do there when L-Town is just infiltrating perfectly? He went in there, and first of all, that second flag run was great. But the third flag run, are you kidding me? He's the last guy alive. He pulls it down towards the elbow. Eco comes up to check him out over towards the treehouse. He just goes right around him, tosses the flag out, and they get the capture. You got to be kidding me. What a great play from L-Town and the rest of this Ronin team.
Yeah, that was a really exciting CTF Fathom to watch. You know, we'll take a look at the stats here in a moment, but Ronin really stepping up and coming to the plate here to continue this series and send it into a game number 4.
They got outslayed.
Yeah, they did get outslayed. Spartan was the one really kind of leading the charge here for his team. 23-18, the newest addition here to Team Liquid. And I think I pointed out too, someone that kind of just always performed well on Fathom CTF, even back when he'd be on different rosters going up against teams like Optic Gaming. Not able to win, but you could just tell somebody very comfortable on the map in the strategy.
Amazing, amazing plays from Ronin at the end of this game to stay alive in this series. We were expecting them to take this game. They needed this game, otherwise their day was over and they were falling to 0-2. So now they still can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief, but they need to hunker down here and get ready for game number 4.
Now, if I had to say regret Slayer and put it in an advantage of one team, I would say probably Ronin here. So if I were Team Liquid, I would be very much so looking to close out the series right here in game number 4, because pointed out before, L-Town loves regret Slayer, and I think the rest of these guys as well. Straight 6 Spectre, symmetrical map, and they were doing well on Truth, just kind of fell short, but I think they'll be able to bounce back from that loss and can really show up on regret.
Just a huge difference from the first game that we saw from Ronin, where they came out flat, and then game number 2, which it looked like that they were going to win the first one before the replay ended up happening, and then even in the second one, still 43-43, 39-39, they were right there, just couldn't pull it off over towards the end. And then Fathom CTF, you can tell they really have it together, understand exactly what they wanted to do. Eden Strongholds is game number 4, though, and they're playing from the red side. So this is a great opportunity here for Ronin to take advantage of having that red side, go and try to get that overshield to start. And I'm curious why they're red side, because maybe they are placed higher than Liquid because Liquid didn't win a game yesterday, and they did win a game. So just because they ended up taking a game from Splice yesterday could come and really affect this series, getting red side on Eden Strongholds, which is the more ideal side, because you can get that good route on over towards the overshield, and once you can get that, you have a huge advantage on the map. You got to send people obviously out towards the rockets, you have to go over towards the camo, there's strongholds to be taken, so it always varies on what you want to do and where you want to allocate your resources, but this is a great opportunity for them. They got the momentum. They got what they needed. It's back on their side now. It's time for them to try to apply themselves. Meanwhile, on the other hand, for Team Liquid, they need to brush it off, not get down on themselves from that loss. Just focus on what they got to do here. Focus on these rotations, because if it's anything like Strongholds on Rig, we know that Liquid is the better Strongholds team. But again, keep in mind, we did think that Ronin came out in this one flat. low energy. I think they've really picked that up here, and now they have the momentum on their side.
Yeah, we'll see. Eco is going to be the one that goes and contests the overshield, but Straightsick is going to grab a full one there. Now, did he spot Eco? He's having a little bit of a trouble getting up, making that jump there, but it looks like Team Liquid just negates going for rockets here and wants to focus on top center. Red Nest will be secured here by Ronin, which is going to be good for them, and they focus now on the blue Ben. Sure enough, works out in their favor. Sub-Zero's got the camo there. Looks like they have, in fact, spotted him. They need to make sure he does not get any opportunities to really kind of mess with their setup, and that is going to be worth it for L-Town there to get killed, but they traded with the camo player.
Keep in mind that Straightsick, he had overshield, but now it's ticking away, and he has the rockets too. So great position here for Straightsick to pick up a couple of kills. You can see Spartan, he's just crouching right behind where that stronghold is, and he's going to be taken out. Has to stay alive. That's going to be Stellar coming in with the flank. Straightsick losing a lot of rockets in that chamber, Kyle. I think there was 3 rockets. So that's going to be a rotation on over towards the catwalk. They're going to capture that one, but they lose Blue Ben, they lose the rockets, and also Red Nest going on over towards Team Liquid. So great job by Team Liquid now, just kind of weathering the storm, slowly but surely putting points on the board. Spartan in a very poor position right here, needs to stay alive. That's great for Sub-Zero getting that kill on a Sabinator. Now Spartan going to try to get up top over here, start contesting this stronghold, but not enough damage coming in from him to pick up that kill. Sabinator going to rotate over towards Blue Ben. I like this play. He's going to have to watch catwalk, which is exactly what he's doing. Also checking his back on over towards the Blue Ben, predicting Spartan popping up on that blue platform. So very heads up plays coming in from Ronin. And as we were mentioning, Kyle, just completely different from the Strongholds rig game. They are really responding to one another. They're really working together, team shooting, and also just looking to certain areas faster than they were before.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of Strongholds captured already in this game. This is just back and forth, back and forth. Normally we see 10 and 15-second segments picked up when you have 2 Strongholds, but really we're seeing 2 and 3 seconds just back and forth.
Yeah, overshield just popped up. Sabinator not able to grab that. L-Town's the last guy alive. Is he going to be able to do anything? No, he's just sitting in there waiting to get the beat down from Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero predicting the spawns over there. Ooh, misses out a little bit of time there. Now he's going to eat a grenade because of it. And oh, that little ledge right there could have cost Sub-Zero his life. Had overshield and rocket opportunity, but that one's going to be lost. Blue Ben going on over to Team Liquid. Great shots from Spartan over here. Going for possibly a beatdown on the weak player, and he gets it. Also pre-grenading the platform spawn, which is that ever-popular spawn, not only in Strongholds, but also an area that you popularly snipe from in Slayer. So very coveted area to continue to lock down. Also an area that you could potentially trap players on as well. So let's see what Spartan's going to do here with this camo. Just kind of be a distraction going in there with the reset. Triple cap still in effect. Where are these guys going to go for Ronin? It looks like it's going to be the catwalk area. 2 people, 3 people right now in security, and Spartan on the prowl.
Yeah, and that's going to be a 3v3 situation, but Spartan grabs himself a kill, gets an extra assist. Straightsick, last guy alive.
Good melee as well.
Yeah, gets that kill there. Will he be able to stay alive and buy some more time here? And wow, Ronin playing it so well, but a crucial, timing on that overshield grab and then the missed rocket from Straightsick is all that this game has been so far for them. Why Liquid's has this giant lead.
Yeah, kind of the first mistakes that we've seen coming out, and they're very unfortunate mistakes, just a little bit of timing off. And it's very difficult to go, and when you're not coaching, in a LAN environment and you can't see those screens exactly, you have to kind of rely on what you're seeing and what you're hearing from the rest of the team. So it could have just been a split second off, and that ends up costing them very, very dearly. About 40 seconds ended up being the difference, or 40 points, excuse me, ended up being the difference just from that little overshield grab here. Another round of weapons coming up, rockets popping up, overshield shortly after that, and it looks like Liquid is continuing to add the pressure over here. Eco's going to grab these and then immediately make his way over towards the pit to try to watch where people are going for this overshield. They have the timing on it last time. There it is. One player grabs it right in front of him, though. It's going to be L-Town. Does he weaken that player enough? It does take L-Town's overshield down, but this beat down, the assassination from Sub-Zero. Great bait and switch from Eco and the rest of this Liquid squad. They maintain control, and it is not looking good here for Ronin in game number 4.
No, it is not. Liquid is showing no signs of letting up, and just where their positioning is, Eco especially can just move back from Blue Ben to Red Nest constantly with these rockets and just keep Ronin guessing. But wow, that's going to be a basically exactly what they need if they have any chance of getting back into this.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate for Sabinator that there's only, I believe, 1 rocket left in that chamber. You could be doing some serious damage if he had full ones instead. But that's going to be a triple cap here for Ronin. They needed the triple cap based on how many points they need to be making up in such a short amount of time over here. Suspector going to be locking down the catwalk. You can see the player outlines, everybody from Liquid trapped inside blue. It's just really important for Suspector to get eyes on people and lay down damage but not take too much damage himself. There's going to be people over towards Blue Bend, so he could eventually jump up over there, but while he jumps up and watches these guys, he has to be aware of exactly what's happening towards his left. That player that did spawn up on the platform and is eventually going to try to make his way over towards catwalk. Ideally, a lot of the pro teams, they want to cap, if they're getting triple capped on, they want to take over the Blue Bend area, and then they want to make their way over towards Blue Alley, which seems to be the safe situation, get into security, maybe the old camo area, and they make their way over towards the catwalk. That's what they did. It was very close to being captured as well, but no, Ronin comes in with the reset, Kyle.
Yeah, and they are doing a good job of trying to get back into this one, but they cannot afford very many mistakes. 84 points here already on the board. Several people over towards bed. Suspector not going to be able to get that kill. That's 3 dead. Last guy alive. That Sabinator was able to get maybe the, no, not the overshield yet. That's coming up right now. This was a really bad time to die because they're losing Nest, they're losing Catwalk. Power weapons are coming up. And Tom, this is not looking good. Only 50 points left. I don't think they're going to have what it takes to do this. Camo, overshield, over in the hands of Sub-Zero. They're going to be able to grab Ben. Oh, and they still have Catwalk, but not enough nades are going to be coming in time here, especially that overshield camo. Nest is not going to last long here when Sub-Zero is coming at you. Rockets, that's clutch, but is it enough here? 91 points. Great grenades. 2v2 situation. A Suspector can somehow pull off a miracle win. But no, Spartan does say no here. Grenades coming in. 94 points. Make that 95 here. They're trying to go Nest, but Liquid knows what they need to do. Just keep them out of Nest. We're completely fine here. They're actually focusing on getting Ben. This is just all she wrote here in this game. Ronin doing a great job trying to get back into this one, but unfortunately for them, not going to be enough, and some body disrespect here coming in as well.
Wow, I wonder who that was.
I think it was Spartan.
Was Spartan letting him know how he feels, huh? Apparently. I mean, as we said, he got dropped from this team. It wasn't like Liquid made him an offer and he decided to leave. He literally was let go for Sabinator. Team Liquid took advantage of that, picked him up, and they end up taking this series 3-1. So 2 3-1 losses or 1-3 losses, however you want to see it for Ronin. Very unfortunate for them. Now they are 0-2 to start this pro league.
Yeah, that is a rough start. Now they did get a game win in each of the series, so that is one upside there where a couple other teams have yet to do so. We'll take a look at the stats momentarily here, and really this pickup for Liquid is kind of starting to pay off for them. Spartan has not had the worst performance in any of the games. If anything, he's really been putting up big numbers and stats for these guys.
Yeah, Spartan's been playing really well. And again, we were talking about the series that they had against Envy yesterday, where there was times where unless you were playing out of your mind and hitting perfects right off the spawn and making every right decision after that, it just seemed like they were playing at a really high level on the Envy side. So now we saw Liquid kind of playing at that level that we were expecting of them, but just a huge missed opportunity, unfortunately, for Ronin, because they played pretty tough. I mean, game number 2, they could have went their way. They're obviously very strong in Fathom, but there needs to be some serious strategy talks in terms of what's going on here in the Strongholds games, because they were definitely outmatched in those. I think that it was 100-45 or so in game number 1, and then 100-57, so they're not even breaking that like 75-point mark or 80-point mark or anything like that. So definitely Team Liquid outmatching them on the Strongholds games, and there was 2 out of 5 Strongholds compared to CTFs.
Yeah, I mean, they only had one real good setup during that game, I would say, and then Liquid, on the other hand, constantly just moving back and forth. They had more Strongholds captured, way more defenses. What is this? So 8, 10, 11 to just 4 here for Ronin. So they were just more focused and more on top of the Strongholds in that game type. And then, of course, that last overshield going over in favor of Liquid pretty much just sealed the deal.
Yeah, and they weren't able to capitalize on the red side as much as they potentially could have. You did see the overshield going on over to Straight Sick to start that one, but it wasn't really, anything besides that Sabinator overshield pickup, which it was just a split second off, and definitely Liquid was on top of their stuff right there, being at the right place at the right time. So once you get that that first overshield time, you got to constantly just make sure that you're on top of that one over and over again. They didn't get enough weapons as well. Would like to see what the weapon kills were, but they ended up getting rid of the stats. So you could just see that not only that, the rotations just weren't there. Liquid was on top of it. They seemed to be just a little bit more seasoned, which is a really good sign for them because we were talking about just the growing pains overall when you end up forming that new team. But Strongholds is one of the more intricate game types. It definitely has a lot of layers of strategy. So for Liquid to come out strong in that game in those type of game types, that's a good sign for them moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. Liquid clearly kind of bouncing back after yesterday's loss. They've made a lot of adjustments here. They're starting to pay off, and Spartan once again having a good performance carrying over from yesterday. Now, the real test is going to see once they match up against some of the other top teams like a Splice or an Optic here, because we already saw what happened with Envy. But either way, there's some still good things in store for them. What their overall record now is...
They're 1-1.
Right, but map win percentage overall. So they won 3 today and 0 yesterday. So yeah, they're just sitting at 3-3.
Or well, no, they're because they lost 1 today as well. So they have,
that's right. So 3 and 4 is actually a negative
map win percentage. But you know, that's not that big of a deal in the beginning right now. As long as you can get that win, I don't think they're going to be too focused on the map win percentage. But you hit the nail on the head. It's about beating the teams that you're supposed to beat. And when you look at Team Liquid going up against Ronin, based on how Team Liquid has played, in Halo 5 for quite some time, and also the roster that they have, you would say expect, say this match was yesterday, before we saw Liquid lose to Envy, you would say definitely they would win that one. But they can't afford to go and lose to any of these teams maybe like an EG or an LG or an Aventic. Those are the teams that Liquid has to win. So I'm looking forward to not only seeing how they stack up against the Splice and the Optics, but also these other teams that, you could argue are equally matched or lesser.
Yeah, I mean... They have to, losing your first match of the Pro League is just never a good way to start off. 4 people are going to pick up losses, 4 people are going to have W's. And if you're a top 4 team and you want to be contesting for that #1 spot, you don't want to lose any matches, especially starting off with a loss there.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, you have Luminosity. They're going to be going up against EG today. They need to pick up that win. And then Aventic, they're going up against Envy, so they need to try to fight tough in that one and try to pick up a W as well. Otherwise, we could be seeing, 2 or 3 teams, be sitting at 0-2 to start this one. So it could be a tough spot for a number of teams to be in. And it's very, very difficult to come back from something like that, because then, what if all of a sudden your next match, week 3, is against Optic or maybe against a Splice, and you're already sitting at that 0-3 mark or 0-2 mark, and you're just kind of, man, it's going back to that first series, that first game. We didn't come out hot. That's why you have to come out focused, you have to come out ready to go, and you have to come out swinging. Everything that you've practiced for really leads up to these moments, and these guys know it, and it's just a matter of applying themselves.
Right, and the good news for all of these teams is all 8 teams will be going to the finals to compete, and they're competing for seeding right now. But it's extremely important because, some of these other seeds, 9 and 10, and then, of course, some of the top teams in the open bracket, some of the European teams, too, which is generally going to be what you would like to match up against rather than having to go against some of the top NA teams.
Yeah, and not only that, but you're fighting for the bragging rights for the Pro League. You're also fighting for the extra cash that I believe is available inside of the Pro League based on what you end up finishing after the regular season. So a lot gets said about these matches, and it's unfortunate that they happen so quickly, but that's what you have when you end up playing professional video games. You practice so hard, maybe 10 hours a day, maybe even more than that, and then all that matters is maybe 1 hour or 2 hours out of that entire week.
Or you go back to our days and you practice for 3 months, and all that matters is 1 weekend. 1, 2, 3 different hour-long segments.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of pressure on these guys to perform, and I think that today we saw pretty much everybody perform at a pretty high level. Honestly, Ronin, they were playing pretty solid, but we knew that Liquid was going to come in with a chip on their shoulder. We knew that they had something to prove, and again, we mentioned, I feel like they needed to get this win so badly just to get their confidence going.
Yeah, I mean, definitely really good points here. So, of course, if you're at home watching, we do want to give a shout out to our sponsor, that is Astro, and you can check out the link at the bottom of your screen there to, support them and help out. Some of the best headphones there on the market. Unfortunately, we don't have an interview here with Liquid, but we will have more coming up. And when we come back from this quick break, we will have our match of the week. That is Optic Gaming going up against Team Splice. Like we said, a rematch of DreamHack Atlanta Finals, so make sure you tweet the stream because this will be an exciting one.